Hello everyone, welcome you all on online teaching platform. Our today's discussion topic is types of irrigation. It was very easy and simple topic. I think everyone is familiar with the irrigation. So basically there are two types of irrigation, sprinkler irrigation and another one is drip irrigation. So before discussing about sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation, let me tell you that what is meant by irrigation. Irrigation may be defined as the process of supplying water by artificial means to agricultural fields for crop production. If water available to the plants from rainfall is not sufficient, it is supplemented by the irrigation water. अगदी सोप्या भाषेत सांगायचं झालं, इरिगेशन म्हणजे पिकाला पाणी देणे, मग त्यासाठी आर्टिफिशियल मीन्स म्हणजेच पंपिंग किंवा लिफ्ट इरिगेशन आपण म्हणतो. विहिरीमधून पाणी लिफ्ट करायचं आणि ते पिकाला द्यायचं, त्याला आर्टिफिशियल मीन्स असतं. तर पिकाला पाणी देण्याच्या प्रोसेसला इरिगेशन असं म्हटलं जातं. जिथे पाऊस पडत नाही किंवा पावसाचं प्रमाण अतिशय कमी असतं किंवा पावसापासून मिळणारं शेताला पाणी ते सफिशियंट नसतं, तर अशा केसमध्ये आर्टिफिशियल मीन्सने जे काय ॲग्रिकल्चर फील्डला पाणी दिलं जातं फॉर द क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन इज नोन ॲज इरिगेशन. So, purpose of irrigation: to increase the yield of crop, to increase the production of crop and food grains, because whatever the yield of crop and production of crop, that is depend on availability of water which is supplied to the crop. So water is the main factor for yielding of crop and production of crop. To cultivate cash crop, आपल्याला माहिती आहे कॅश क्रॉप कुठले असतात, ग्रेप्स असतील, शुगर केन असेल. तर if you want to cultivate cash crop, then it is very necessary to supply water by artificial means. To control flood in villages, to generate hydroelectric power. Sometimes water is supplied for generating hydroelectric power. To supply water to villages, for inland navigation, and to increase standard of living of farmers. राहणीमानामध्ये जर बदल घडून आणायचा असेल, कारण भारत हा कृषीप्रधान देश आहे, शेतकरी हा पूर्णतः पाण्यावर अवलंबून असतो. भरपूर प्रमाणामध्ये पाणी असेल किंवा मुबलक प्रमाणामध्ये पाणी असेल, शेतकरी हा कायमच खुश असतो, कारण त्याला माहिती कुठलेही पीक घेतलं तरी चांगल्या पद्धतीने येणार आहे, त्याला चांगल्या पद्धतीचा भाव मिळणार आहे. तर त्याच्या लिव्हिंग स्टँडर्डमध्ये बदल होऊ शकतात. जर तिथे प्रॉपर इरिगेशन असेल, प्रॉपर इरिगेशन सिस्टीम जर असेल तर एका गावावरून दुसऱ्या गावापर्यंत पाणी पोहोचवले जाऊ शकते, सप्लाय केलं जाऊ शकतं. कधी कधी इरिगेशनचा वापर हायड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पॉवर जनरेशनसाठी देखील केला जातो आणि इरिगेशनमुळे फ्लड कंट्रोल जे आहे ते देखील काही प्रमाणामध्ये होते. सो व्हॉट आर द टाइप्स ऑफ इरिगेशन? सरफेस इरिगेशन, स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशन, ड्रिप irrigation. Surface irrigation is the conventional method. Sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation, these are the two methods nowadays which is widely used in rural areas also. These two methods, that is sprinkler and drip, is very effective methods that we will see in detail, because our today's discussion, our today's topic is mainly focused on sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation. We will not talk about the surface irrigation because this is the conventional methods. Nowadays it is outdated, but in some region or some villages this conventional method is also being used. So let us talk about sprinkler irrigation. Sprinkler irrigation is a method of applying irrigation water which is similar to the natural rainfall. कृत्रिम जो पाऊस पाडला जातो, आर्टिफिशियल रेन, तर त्याच प्रमाणे तसं सिमिलर आहे. कृत्रिम पाऊस म्हटलं तरी काय वावगं ठरणार नाही. Water is distributed through a system of pipes, usually by pumpings. It is then spread into the air through sprinklers so that it breaks up into small water drops which fall to the ground. In this system, water is flow under pressure and riser are fixed at some interval distance. One end of the riser is connected to the main line and other end of the riser there is a sprinkler unit. That sprinkler unit has rotating lever arm and there is a nozzle, or we can say emitters, provided on sprinkler unit. Through this nozzle, water came out with pressure and falls down on the earth in the form of water drops. At a time, the rotating arm will rotate this sprinkler unit. So, sprinkler irrigation is a method of applying water in the form of water drops. This method will not require leveled surface. It can be applied on undulating surface also. And this method is very effective, which will consume less water, and it is very fast method of irrigation as compared to drip irrigation. So in that picture you can say a single line of sprinkler is shown in this picture, and through this sprinkler water is spread nearby the area. So let us talk about the sprinkler irrigation in short. Pressurized irrigation through a device called sprinkler. Here you can see this is the vertical pipe. That vertical pipe is known as riser, and at the top of this riser, the sprinkler unit, this whole unit is known as sprinkler unit. There is an spring technology which is fixed over the sprinkler unit, and this is the rotating arm which rotates the sprinkler unit, and here is the emitters, or we can say nozzle, which is provided over here. Through this nozzle water is came out and fall on the ground in the form of drops. So pressurized irrigation through device called sprinkler, as we talk in this picture. Sprinkler are usually located on a pipes called laterals. These are the lateral pipes, or you can say here these are the lateral pipes which is fixed on the main pipe through which water is flowed. Water is discharged into the air and hopefully infiltrates near where it lands. Water, you can see in this picture, water is discharged into the air in the form of air bubbles and falls on the nearby land and infiltrate into the ground. So what are the components of sprinkler irrigation? Pumping station. This is the most important part of sprinkler irrigation, because pumping station is important because it will create depend upon the pumping size. As the power of pumping station is more, so it will create more pressure. So whatever the pressure which is required for the sprinkler irrigation is totally depends on the capacity of pump. Then bypass valve. This valve is again very important, and it is being used in case of emergency. Fertilizing tank to supply fertilizer to the crop through sprinkler. Filtration system, because as we all know, well water or river water contains suspended and dissolved particles, and to remove this particle, sand filters are used. Because suspended or dissolved particle may clog emitters, or we can say nozzle. This will create obstruction in the system. Then pressure gauges. Application of pressure gauges is used to measure pressure in the conduit. Then control valves. These valves are provided in each line. Suppose एखादी लाइन खराब झाली किंवा बंद पडली किंवा जॉइंट लिकेज झाले, तर अशा केसमध्ये by operating the control valve, that specific line can be closed. There is no need to close all the system, or no need to operate the bypass valve. By using this specific control valves, we can close the unit of specific line only. Then main pipe, which is connected to the pumping unit through which water is flowed. Then lateral pipes. These are the pipes which is actually on field, and vertical laterals are connected to these pipes. Riser pipe. One end of the riser pipe is connected to the lateral pipe, and top of the riser pipe is connected to the sprinkler unit. And last one is the sprinkler nozzle, which is provided in sprinkler unit. So this is the components of sprinkler irrigation. In end semester examination, the question may be asked like this: enlist the component parts of sprinkler irrigation, or write function of components part of sprinkler irrigation. This is the layout of sprinkler irrigation. In this layout, each and everything is clearly shown, so that you will not have any doubt in your mind. So here you can see the source of water. There is a well. Pumping unit is set over here. The suction pipe is connected to the impeller, and delivery pipe is connected to the other end of the pump. This is the delivery pipe, and this is the suction pipe, and this is the pump. So delivery pipe at some distance from pumping unit, there is an bypass valve, and this valve is operated in case of emergency. Elbows is provided over here. Again, elbow is provided over here. There is a screen filter provided at this main line, because this is the main line. You can say this horizontal pipeline is known as main pipeline. So before starting a flow in a main pipe, there is a filter which is known as screen filter, which is provided initially so that it will avoid entry of suspended particle into the main pipe. This is the main pipe, and through this main pipe, with the help of T-section, lateral lines are connected. You can say these are the lateral lines, which is actually provided in the field. Through these lateral pipes, vertical pipe, that is known as riser are fixed at some interval or at some distance, equal distance. So these vertical pipes are known as riser pipe. That one end of this riser is connected to the lateral pipes, and other end is connected to this sprinkler unit. So this is the layout of sprinkler irrigation. Last time the question is asked that draw layout of sprinkler irrigation. So keep remember this layout. So what are the advantages of sprinkler irrigation? Sprinkler irrigation does not require surface shaping or leveling. Undulation जरी असलं तरी स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशन चांगल्या पद्धतीने वर्क करतं. स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशनवर काही परिणाम होत नाही. असं नाही की लेवल सरफेस असला पाहिजे, प्लेन सरफेस असला पाहिजे. Not necessary. It can be applied to area फॉर व्हेरिएबल टोपोग्राफी तेच सांगितलं, तेच डिस्कशन केलं. कुठल्याही प्रकारची टोपोग्राफी असली तरी स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशन चांगल्या पद्धतीने वर्किंग होते. Flexibility is possible because sprinkler heads are available in a wide range of discharge capacity. Capacity नुसार त्याची स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशनची रेंज आहे. According to the capacities and requirement, we can or we can say there is an range according to the capacity or requirement which is available in market. Cost of labor is generally reduced. Labor शक्यतो लागत नाही जास्त. Erosion of soil can be eliminated. Generally surface मेथड जी आहे इरिगेशनची, सर्व्हिस मेथड ऑफ इरिगेशन, त्या केसमध्ये मोठ्या प्रमाणावरती इरोजन पाहायला मिळतं. कारण सरफेस राहण्यासोबत पाणी खात असतं, त्या पाण्यासोबत सिल्ट सॉइल देखील असते आणि अशा केसमध्ये देयर इज अन मोर चान्सेस ऑफ soil erosion. But in this case there is no chance of erosion of soil. It means that it can be totally eliminated. Chemicals and fertilizers application are easily used with sprinkler system because ज्यावेळेस फर्टिलायझर किंवा केमिकल्स पिकांना द्यायचे असतात अशा केसमध्ये there is an fertilizing tank which is provided after filter media. त्या टँक मध्ये केमिकल्स आणि फर्टिलायझर टाकून we can apply these chemicals and fertilizer through the sprinkler. High efficiency, it increases yield of crop and it saves lots of water. Most important because it saves the lots of water and increase yield of crop. So this is very fast method also as compared to drip irrigation. So what are the constraints in the application of sprinkler irrigation? It means that what are the disadvantages or demerits of sprinkler irrigation? Uneven water distribution due to high winds, जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये हवा असेल, बिकॉज हा हवेमध्ये फ्लो असतो नंतर तो जमिनीवरती पडतो, बरोबर. तर जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये हवा असेल तर अनइवन वॉटर डिस्ट्रीब्युशन होऊ शकतं. इव्हॅपोरेशन लॉस वेन ओपनिंग अंडर हाय टेम्परेचर, जर जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये कडक उन्हाळा असेल तर त्या केसमध्ये इव्हॅपोरेशन लॉसेस होऊ शकतात. हायली impermeable soil are not suitable. Impermeable soil साठी ती मेथड सुटेबल नाही. इनिशियल कॉस्ट नक्कीच जास्त असते बिकॉज प्रत्येक युनिट त्याच्यामध्ये नवीन घ्यावं लागतं आणि प्रॉपर डिझाईन असणं गरजेचं आहे. लॅक ऑफ पॅकेज ऑफ प्रॅक्टिसेस, कारण पूर्ण सिस्टीम सेट करणे एक स्पेसिफिक डिस्टन्स वरती ते व्हर्टिकल पाईप्स जे आहेत ते फिक्स करणे, त्याचबरोबर इंटरमीडिया असेल, फर्टिलायझिंग टँक असेल, ते व्यवस्थित ठिकाणी बायपास वॉल्स असतील, कंट्रोल वॉल्स असतील, प्रत्येक युनिटचा व्यवस्थित अभ्यास करून ते फिक्स करावे लागतात. लॅक ऑफ सोशल कन्सर्न टू सेव्ह नॅचरल रिसोर्सेस, अजूनही काही ठिकाणी कन्व्हेन्शनलच मेथड वापरले जातात. नवीन ज्या टेक्नॉलॉजी आल्या त्याच्याबद्दल लोकांना जास्त अवेअरनेस नाही किंवा लोक अजूनही काही लोक वापरत नाही. हाय वॉटर प्रेशर रिक्वायर्ड इन स्प्रिंकलर, नक्कीच कारण टोटल सिस्टीम जी आहे वॉटर प्रेशरवरती डिपेंड आहे. रिक्वायर्ड प्रेशर जर भेटला नाही तर तो जो काही फ्लो आहे तो फ्लो जनरेट होणार नाही आणि जे काही पर्टिक्युलर स्प्रिंकलर युनिट आहे ते वर्क होणार. difficulty in irrigation during wind and sprinkling. ऑलरेडी आपण डिस्कस केलं विंड असेल तर अनइव्हन जे काय आहे वॉटर स्प्रिंकल होणार आहे युनिफॉर्मली ते सगळीकडे पोचणार नाही. So these are the constraint or we can say demerits of sprinkler irrigation. So drip irrigation is another method which is nowadays widely used in rural areas for irrigation purpose. It is very slow, localized application of water, and it apply water at a root zone of plant. You can see in this picture there is a plant and which is water is applied nearby the root zone of plant. So main objective of this method is to apply water most effectively. It saves lots of water rather than sprinkler irrigation, and it avoids growth of weeds nearby area of plant, and water is supplied to the plants by a set of plastic tubes. You can say these are the tubes. Here you can see, or here you can see, these are the tubes which is laid on the ground, or sometimes it may be buried at a depth of 15 to 40 centimeters below the ground. Drip laterals are left in a place throughout the irrigation season. Laterals are 12 to 20 mm in diameter. These are the laterals, and which having a diameter 12 to 20 mm according to the requirement we can purchase, and either perforated or pitted with a special emitters. These are the emitters you can see here. So emitters are fitted where there is a plant. The discharge in the range of 1 to 8 liter per hour per emitters, and it should not exceed the soil infiltrability. So डिस्चार्ज जो आहे 1 ते 8 लिटर 1 तासामध्ये 1 ते 8 लिटर पर्यंत या एमिटर्स मधून पाणी आहे. So this is all about drip irrigation. Layout as simple as we have seen in sprinkler irrigation. It is similar, only instead of sprinkler there is an drip emitters. Again, source of water, that is well, pumping unit is there, suction pipe is connected to the pump, and delivery valve is connected to the other end, and here we can see the bypass valve which is provided for emergency purpose. If whole system is switch off or shut down, then in such case we may operate this bypass valve. So there is a pressure gauge which is here. You can see there is a pressure gauge which is used to measure pressure in the pipeline, and this blue color tank is known as sand filter, which is used to remove the suspended particle which is present in the water. Again, there is a screen filter, or we can say fertilizing tank. This is used to supply fertilizers and chemical to the plants, and this line is known as main line, and air wall is provided on the main line to remove the air bubbles which is present at initially, and provide smooth flow in the pipeline. For that purpose, air walls are provided on the main line. Then another pipe is connected to the main line, and that line is known as This line is known as submain line. To this submain line, actual lateral pipes are connected. Here you can see these black color lines are known as lateral lines, and emitters are fixed at some interval where there is a plant. Emitters are fixed at a or nearby the plant, and here is the threshold. If you want to clean this whole system, then you can operate this threshold to for cleaning purpose. So, what are the different types of drip irrigation? The unit, bypass valve, pressure gauge, submeter, control valve, main line, submain line, laterals, and pumps. All components are as same as sprinkler irrigation, only the change is here. Instead of emitters, there is a splitter. What are the advantages of drip irrigation? Main advantage of the system is it saves lots of water rather than irrigation. Water use efficiency can be higher over drip irrigation because of this evaporation. Sprinkler irrigation, the evaporation chances are better, but drip irrigation, the evaporation chances come from the carbon. Here we don't have the it reduces yield problems as well as personal power cultivation especially they reduce it and it distribute waters sprinkler the field pressure less so that the transmitted water distribute with water but in case of drip irrigation good zone current is meters that separately water distributed. Cultivation can be easily be included with a minimum waste of fertilizers. The plant and fruits remain dry, reducing the risk of disease. Fertilizers easily drip channel produced without waste of fertilizers, and it is very easy to operate the system. So these are the advantages of drip irrigation. So let's talk about the disadvantages of drip irrigation. Disadvantages. Suppose water is suspended particles system with the filter in the fluorescent shockless typical dust system. They take a suspended particle system that will block the emitters so you can blocking the blocking that emitters or drippers will not work well. So clogging is a serious risk if the water is not properly filtered. So it is not properly maintained. The clogging serious chances of that. Susceptibility to clogging of drippers may lead to the more expensive system depending on water quality वरती पण clogging जे आहे ते डिपेंड करतात. जर वॉटरमध्ये सॉल्ट जास्त प्रमाणात असेल सलाईन वॉटर असेल तर अशा केसमध्ये सॉल्ट जाऊन इमिटर्स क्लॉग होऊ शकतात. Next, drip tubes cause extra labor after harvest and before planting. Plant करण्यानंतर आणि हार्वेस्टिंग करण्याअगोदर त्या ज्या काही ड्रीपच्या लाईन्स असतील प्लांटच्या अगोदर त्या पसरावं लागतात आणि हार्वेस्टिंगच्या अगोदर त्या पुन्हा काढावं लागतात. अशा केसमध्ये लेबर किंवा मॅन पॉवर जे आहे ते जास्त प्रमाणात. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट irrigation system, sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation याच्याबद्दल आपण संपूर्ण माहिती पाहिली. स्प्रिंकलर आणि ड्रिप इरिगेशनचे ॲडव्हान्टेजेस काय आहेत, डिसॲडव्हान्टेजेस काय आहेत, त्याचे कंपोनंट पार्ट काय आहेत, नंतर त्याचे लेआउटही आपण पाहिले. तर फार महत्त्वाचा आणि सस्टेनेबल डेव्हलपमेंट करायची जर असेल ग्रामीण भागामध्ये आणि त्यात शेतीमध्ये शाश्वत विकास जर करायचा असेल तर स्प्रिंकलर आणि ड्रिप इरिगेशन या दोन मेथड वापरण्याशिवाय पर्याय नाही. नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजी आहे, इफेक्टिव्ह टेक्नॉलॉजी आहे, सिंपल आणि इझी टेक्नॉलॉजी आहे.